need to hydrate. I'm going to go grab a Gatorade and I'm going to stretch a little bit.
More of a sandwich situation.
Yeah.
Hi, and welcome to Fourth Wheel Podcast with your favorite throuple, where we discuss life, love, and non-traditional relationships.
Today's episode, we are going to address some of your biggest questions. And for those of you joining us for the first time, I am Will, and I am joined by my beautiful wife and fiance,
Paige.
And Cam.
Let's get to what some of the people have been wanting. And that is one person in particular. Don't know who this person is, but they created a whole Instagram just to follow the podcast. So thank you. Whoever you are, you don't ever have to tell us, but thank you because we have a fan. So we will answer some of these questions that Steven are about to pull up.
Do you want me to call out their names? I mean, there's...
We will forego the names and
Okay.
we will just go by question. And then whoever wants to kind of jump in first, go ahead. And then we can expand on top of it.
We kind of already broached on, there was a question that is, do you ever feel jealous? But we kind of already touched on that one. So I'm just going to, unless you guys would like to
Let's
expand on
let's
that
expand.
Yeah, I do think that's an important one because we talked about more specifically the jealousy as it relates
to
to
you.
me being jealous of their history,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Where there's plenty of other opportunities for jealousy to creep in to a dynamic of three, and that do regularly come up.
Do we get jealous? Yes. That's the simple answer. It's human nature. We all have different levels of need at times within the relationship, and it's not even necessarily a jealousy of like, oh, you're loving this person more, or you're just whatever it is, right? It's not the typical, oh, I'm mad jealous. It's more of a I want to be included jealous sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's more, and
Great way to say it.
it's not even a bad thing. It's usually because the person who is feeling that way hasn't communicated properly that they need a little bit more attention, and that person is typically me. And so that's, and for me, yes, I do get jealous, but not in the sense that you would typically think of, because again, it's not we're a relationship and then we're a relationship, and I'm motioning between the two ladies. It is that we are all together in this, and so it's hard to be jealous for me in the traditional sense.
Well, I'm jealous.
But yeah, I mean, I would say, like, of course, there's always we're human. You're going to have natural jealous
Mhm.
tendencies. And kind of just figuring out individually, okay, is it more because, oh, I've been overworked this week and just need like more attention? Is it because, there's something in particular you want to share with the others and just haven't gotten a chance to see everyone together that you want to share? Like, there could be a multitude of reasons. And it's even jealousy within like different relationships. I'm sure we've all gotten a taste now of what it's like to be the kiddo's favorite for the week. So that's kind of a fun jealousy thing to kind of deal with, because then you're like, what the hell? Why is he liking you so much right now? Like, I just spent this many hours playing Legos. So there's like different layers, naturally, of course, that you're always going to have, and always being, good at communicating is super important. And we've all kind of learned, okay, what are things that we need to do to put an intentional effort in, either to ourselves or specific dynamics. So like right now, Will and Cam have been doing Bollywood dancing as something where they can go and do together and grow and get injured and learn that stretching is really, really important. And like, I took up badminton recently, so I've been getting lessons on that. So it's something like I can occupy myself with as individualistic for the most part, and kind of helps fill those gaps of, especially the times where if we can't come over and spend time together, one of us has to stay home with the dogs, let them out, vice versa. Then we can always kind of figure out how to balance time together in the meantime.
Which I'm sure you love balancing a timesheet,
Oh, it's great. Planning.
doing math. You got anything from you?
Anything from me? Yeah, no, I mean, everybody touched on it. It is just something that's important to discuss in the moment and recognize like where it's coming from. Like you said, you usually learn a lot about yourself in the process and about how everybody supports each other, and shows up for each other in those moments of weakness, where I don't know that I can recall a time when it's been multiple of us like feeling jealousy at the same time, to where it's hard to, show up and support that person that is feeling impacted at the moment. So I think it's been good that both partners then can show up for the person who is feeling a certain way. We talk about it, and then the next time it happens with somebody else, the other two are prepared to show up. And but yeah, I don't know that there's been really a time when you have multiple people jealous of different things at the same time. So that double support system goes
Yeah,
a long way.
it's very true.
I was actually going to bring that up. That's something that seems like it helps, when you do have that kind of thing, specifically between, see, there's an argument only specifically between two people. There is even about jealousy, there's still one there to always essentially talk the other off the ledge,
Mm.
Actually, brings another question up is, how do you guys deal with arguments and not taking sides? Because that's going to be a big one.
Um,
Or do you?
Honestly, sometimes taking sides is super effective.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we always take a side.
Yeah.
To be honest, and it's interesting because full transparency, Cam and I had like a little argument this morning because I was hangry, and had not had my coffee yet and felt overwhelmed.
I get that.
And so I, as I often do, unfairly took it out on her. But Paige was not here for it. She was out being amazing and getting us food and coffee. And so when she walked back in, it was kind of like what we called it earlier, is like walking in with the community clip from Donald Glover for the D&D night, where like everything's just on fire and no idea what's going on. And she's like, okay, let me piece this together. And I imagine you can feel the energy.
It's kind of like when you're playing Arkham City
Okay.
and like you're Batman
I understand this.
and yes, and you're going through the detective roles. So you go over to one person, talk to them, find out what happened, get their story, go to the next person, get their story, and all right, I'm painting the picture. I'm seeing what's going on here. No, but it's pretty funny because you do typically take one side. I think the most helpful thing, especially because like I have horrible memory, um, is when someone be like, "Well, you said this," and the other's like, "No, I didn't." And then our third will be like, "Well, actually, yeah, you did say this." And that's kind of helpful because, and although it's like, okay, we're not trying to trap each other into arguments or semantics or gang up on each other, but it is just nice because it kind of takes you out of those moments where you might just be a little bit too emotional to either properly communicate what you're saying or to even properly listen. And it helps kind of divert that energy sometimes.
Yeah. And I would say too that third person that's coming in has a vested interest in the feelings of both parties.
Yes.
It's not necessarily biased, or certainly not neutral, but the important thing is that it is a vested interest in how both parties receive feedback of, regarding that argument, and how she handles both of us, right? Or I handle both of them, or he handles us,
Yeah.
one way or another. And it's happened all around. It's not more one there. Well, it might be a little.
Yeah, maybe a little.
But often it is like a mediation. It is like, okay, what is the truth? No different than it is like in a traditional relationship between two people. When there's proper communication, you're like, okay, let's get to the base of this. What is the root issue? Is the problem actually me? Are you upset with something that truly is happening with me? Are you having an issue outside of our relationship that is exacerbating your feelings right now, and like it's just coming out? Like, let's talk about it. And so that third person often is able to come in and do that with even less like judgment or preconceived ideas of an attack on them.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so much more level headed. And a lot of times it's more of like talking both of us off of a ledge, right? Of like, okay, no, no, okay, I can see how that's happening. I can see how this is happening. Here's what's really happening. And so oftentimes it's helped foster beautiful communication and growth in our relationship and growth in the love and growth in just everything. And it often, those difficult conversations that I didn't want to go into with like the facts or the truth or always like as vulnerable as I needed to be, having that extra person allows you to be more vulnerable and let your guard down versus just trying to be on the defense. So it helps.
I would say that I think in this, as it relates to arguments and disputes, having a third person helps a lot more than it has ever hurt.
Agreed.
I feel like we get over disputes much faster than the average couple, or any relationship that I had been in where it was just myself and another person. So, yeah, I think it's really helped us address issues, really discuss it and get to the roots, find ourselves at genuine apologies and moving forward and truly forgetting it instead of like, oh, we're going to have a tiff or we're going to have a spat and then we're not really going to talk about it. And then we're going to be passive aggressive about it. And then it's going to turn to resentment because we never really fully hashed it out and said our piece, you know? So I really do feel like our dynamic, no matter what way it's going, has always helped us to have the third.
Oh, definitely. Because we all feel like it would be disrespectful to let it simmer too much for the other person. So I
Absolutely.
kind of think that lights a fire underneath us to tackle things.
Yeah, because when the energy is off between one, it throws the energy off for the whole group and it's palpable. So it's always in our best interest to make sure that each dynamic that we have is in good standing, for how we show up for all of us, including the kiddo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what matters. I mean, you also have someone to gang up on too. You can't forget that little fun aspect.
Sometimes it's warranted.
Yep, sometimes it is.
Most of the time, it's the three of them ganging up on me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see who's in denial and who like will like speak the truth. Thank you for see mediation right there. We got denied by one, gaslit by one, and then one was like, yeah, you do get up on. Thank you.
He just learned what
I am
gaslit means.
seen. Yeah, it's my word of the week.
Welcome to the patriarchy.
Oh, we're so good at gaslighting. I'm just kidding. No, we're not. You know, you brought up the kiddo, so actually that brings up another question. How do you guys approach parenting now that there's 3 people involved in it? It's not your average, oh, dad said this, mom said this. Now there's 3 to involve in that whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
I would say there's 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
there's 5.
Yeah. It has been a pleasure and a privilege to get to see them take on a parenting role for him. And I think they've done a great job doing that in a very respectful way towards him and respectful towards, not looking to replace his father, but wanting to be additional role models and people who love and support him. And just to see the way my kiddo lights up around both of them in different ways. He has very unique relationships with both of them and get something different out of those relationships. And I'm so grateful that he has that because I know he gets tired of the type of relationship that he and I have. Just that strict mother-son where I'm always on him about something, and I'm always trying to make every life moment into a little mini TED Talk, which I know he secretly loves. One day he will love them and he will thank me for them. I'm prepared for that to be when he's in his 40s. But
Is that when you're to tell your mom that you're thankful for all of her TED Talks? Is when you're in your 40s? 'Cause
I have already told her.
okay,
Oh,
good.
But yeah, seeing them develop their own relationships with him and being able to test the waters of, drawing boundaries, supporting me too when I'm, he might be giving me a hard time over something. And then just assuming that role of someone who genuinely cares and, is participating in their life in as many ways as possible. They've really gone out of their way to prioritize him. He is their family now, too. And we're very, very lucky. I'm very, very lucky. I know that he is going to grow up with some incredible perspectives and understandings, but most importantly, he's going to grow up feeling loved and heard. And I am glad I don't have to do that alone.
no, it's fantastic to be a part of. And I think what really helps too is, especially now that he's getting older, he's included in a lot of decisions too. Like just treating him like a part of the bigger family is so helpful. And that way we can always check in on him and how he's feeling, what his thoughts are, even when you can tell it's like, okay, I know you're feeling something, even though you're saying something else. What is it really? So kind of even bringing the skills we learned in the dynamics from our relationship into that of how do you deal with things that impact multiple people. I mean, it's been kind of a perfect setup for that, which is pretty great. It is really funny though, because it's also very experimental. Like I've been chit-chatting with my therapist on goals, and one of them is to figure out like a definition of my relationship to our kiddo, or even if it needs a definition, because he's got a wonderful mom, he's got a dad, he's got a stepmom, he's got a stepdad. Now it's kind of like all right, do you really need another mom figure? Probably not. So it's kind of fun actually trying to find where that, I don't know if I would say authority figurehead comes from, but where that influence I can take the most, that is like the most appropriate. And because I don't like traditional paths. So it's actually been a lot of fun.
Is it one of your SMART goals?
Yeah. Actionable.
Yep, actionable.
As far as parenting, I approach it as a support entity, right? I'm not his father. I'm not a legal guardian. I cannot make any like overarching big life decision on what he can or can't do. But what I can do is help him through those decisions that are made for him, right? And looking back as a kid, I always struggled with authority and not knowing what was going on. So I like to approach my parenting style with him is explaining why things are happening, why things are the way they are, why we're taking the approaches we are, so that he never feels left out or out of control. Because in this scenario, I know from examples and experience that a step parent coming in can always make it feel like a challenge to you or what your current life has been like. And it's almost like in the Marines when we get a new commanding officer and they bring in and they want to change shit and be like recognized, and they're like, my authority. And you're like, okay, man, we already had things going on here, right? I know how to do everything. We're good. And so like Cam said, I like to come in, support her. And most of the time, whenever it comes down to like the questions of like, oh, go ask dad, go ask mom, it is always like, hey, man, I don't have that much power here.
I'm not the one.
I'm not the, look, I don't even pay the bills. So like, I'm the last one that you should be asking because I don't have that authority. And when you find out, can you let me know? But it is a lot of just there to support, and I don't want to feel like I'm ever coming in to change or be in control because they already had it figured out. We're just here to make things easier.
Mm-hmm. And they do. And they enrich us in so many ways. And when, anytime that you guys leave or we haven't seen them for a day or two, I hear every single day. I mean, they could have truly just closed the door and he will say to me, when do we get to see Will and Paige again? I miss Will and Paige. When are they coming back? And it's that way every single day. And anytime he asks if we're going to see them and I have to tell him no, he is bummed. And I love that. I love that he loves them the same way I do. And well, maybe not the same way, but
ah,
It is not the same
that.
way.
Cut that.
What's yeah.
yeah, that he loves you as much as I love, and in so many other ways. That it just reinforces that we're doing the right thing for all of us, because when we can all show up our best version for each other and for him and for our family, then we're really winning. Whereas before, I couldn't show up for him as well every day when it's just me. It's hard and exhausting. It was so worth it, but I was losing so much of myself in the process. So to have y'all come in and bring out the best in me makes me a better mom for him. And then adding you to the equation of the family has enriched both of us in a number of ways.
Definitely. And I would absolutely say too, Cam's been great about kind of spoon feeding us areas to like practice parenting and displaying like some decision making skills. And she'll come through and be like, that approach wasn't the best. I know him a little bit. He'll respond this way. Try this one next time, which is very helpful. And I mean, Stephen, you've seen me make parenting mess ups already.
Yes, I was
You
gonna
were
bring
there
that
when
up.
we all
The napkins.
Yes, we all went to get ice cream in the ice cream shop in the back. Like the bathroom's connected in a hallway, and there's another store next to it that sells something else, kind of like ice cream.
Pastries.
Yeah, and the ice cream shop's out of napkins, so went back and grabbed more from the other place and came back, and he was like shocked. Where did I get these from? So I was like, all right, well, I'll go show you. And I accidentally taught him the thrill of stealing, and then he just lit up in his eyes when he came back with a bunch later on that we didn't need. And I'm like, oops, all right, my bad.
It was one napkin.
It was
He,
one napkin.
he stole one napkin. It wasn't a bunch. He got that thrill off of a half. It was a half a napkin.
But that's how the adage goes. You start with one napkin. Next thing you know, you're robbing a bank.
Yeah.
That's an adage. It's an old one.
Tale as old as time.
All right. What is your sleeping arrangement? Because I have, I got the math going on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Does it
what
swap?
do you think the sleeping arrangement is?
I think if you're looking at the bed, Will on the right, Cam on the left, Paige in the middle.
Close. I am always on the left side of the bed.
Like when you're looking at it?
Yeah, like from the foot of the bed. If
Yeah.
you're like facing the head of it, and yeah, I'm always on the left side. Paige is in the middle, and
Middle.
Cam's on the right.
Okay, so I got one right,
Yeah.
and then flipped the other two. But that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Any reason?
Well, you already slept on that side of the bed, and
I
same with you, Will. So yeah, both Cam and Will are just in their respective claim spots anyway. And then it was literally, I guess I'll crawl in between.
I would just, I slept on the foot of your bed if I ever had to sleep in your bed, because I don't feel comfortable sleeping in a couple's bed for some reason. So I'm just sprawled
All
out.
right, let's clarify that. Whenever he would house
Yes.
sit or like dog
They
walk,
weren't involved.
yeah, we weren't in the bed
No.
at the same time
Their
when he
dogs
was.
were.
The edge.
No, I didn't. I would not. I would just kind of toss and turn, still not feeling okay that I was in someone else's unnaturally low to the floor bed.
It's a pretty low bed. But yeah, so I mean, we have king size. That's a must.
Mhm.
And of course, we're not in the house that we're building yet. That's going to make life a lot easier. Our king is like significantly smaller though than Cam's. Cam's king is like the most wonderful mattress in the world.
It's like
It's-
10 years old and like,
It's broken in.
oh, it is comfy.
It's so comfortable.
It is the perfect mattress, and it is large.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel cramped like it does in other king beds.
But I do want to address like the positionings themselves and a little bit more why they are that way, and not just to be like, oh, well, that's how we did it before. Mine is I'm not a cuddler. Look,
I am.
I get too hot. I sweat. I sweat so much. I'm sore. I hurt most of the time. Like
Mhm.
my hips, my knees, my back, everything hurts. Right. So like getting to sleep, I need to be in a weird position usually. Like
Oh, I
the-
do for
like,
sure.
Like the Heisman
That's
position
pretty
is what I
much
call
how-
it. Yeah.
mine's like,
Yeah. So I do like the Heisman, right?
Pretzel.
Where I like do this like outstretched
yeah,
thing.
that's what I do.
And so on top of that, I'm a hot person in general, like body temperature wise. And so being on the edge allows for airflow. Paige is naturally freezing
Tis true.
all the time.
All the time. I'm cold right now.
Lyme's disease.
A lot of
It was
disease.
Yeah.
it was a joke,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah,
at the same time.
there's a lot of mono.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You want to go through that list
Just keep
Do
rattling
we
off.
long enough?
I don't think we do.
And
But yeah.
Cam, you get really hot too.
Mhm.
So we separate the heaters basically, and then Cam and I like to cuddle, so it works perfectly.
Mm.
I finally get to fill that cuddling need if one of the dogs aren't there, so that's fantastic. Although what I am discovering though is that, I mean, I do get trapped. You do.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm almost thinking like a comforter that can split down the middle, or maybe like has overlays would be ideal. So that way, if I need to stick a leg out to cool down a little bit, I could. I'm trying to master that piece still.
Also, if I'm on one side and they're on the other side, any nighttime gases will escape away from them, hopefully. So I also do it out of courtesy.
So
them.
analytical of you.
Yeah. All right. What's the next question?
Perfect segue, you know. Who showers first? Is there a pecking order for the showering?
No, I think sometimes I might, just because I generally take the longest to get ready. So it usually behooves the group if I shower
Mhm.
first.
You take up all the hot water?
No,
No,
this-
she takes like cold showers.
and I do. Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, in the summer, if I'm just come in from working out and I'm all hot and sweaty, I don't want to continue to be hot and sweaty.
I do the same thing. It's, you know, I was just being funny. I take cooler showers.
Mine are scalding.
Oh, I'm
Great.
sure.
Truly scalding.
It's because you're the devil.
Yeah, I would say it depends if they need a everything shower or not.
This is true. This is very true.
So what's an
Yeah.
everything shower?
Oh, Stephen, you know what an everything shower is.
I do now.
I don't think you do.
I do. I have everything showers.
Yeah, so it's the showers where you shampoo and conditioner your hair and you shave things that you need to shave. It's an everything. You're going to do it all. And then other times you just get in and you're just soaping yourself, and maybe you're not washing your hair or shaving, you know. That's a much faster situation.
Yeah, Saturday is my everything shower.
And to expand on that answer a little bit, sometimes it's two of us at the same time showering. In the new house, we're to have a massive shower, so
Yeah.
it might be all three of us.
Yeah.
Let your imagination wander, or go to a Patreon, find out.
I was in
I
the
don't know.
Marines. I know exactly how that's going to go.
I mean, logistically, it works in that the
Just
new house. It'll work.
yeah,
Mhm.
just like the Marines,
Yeah.
you got someone there to get your back. It's awesome.
Exactly.
The only dilemma with showering might be just if we're traveling and we have to ask for more towels. They're very particular about 2 people.
Yeah. So, well, we have 3. We need 3 towels.
Yep.
There's a lot of interesting particular things about travel that we will cover in a whole episode for sure.
Oh yeah.
Whose idea was it? I'm assuming they're talking about whose idea was it to make this an official thing.
Mm.
Who maybe broached it first?
I think
Definitely wasn't me.
I think I said the words out loud. If we go to like, oh, who was the one? I think I'm the one that said it. But I was also just putting words to everything that we were all feeling and acting on already. I remember there was a moment between Paige and I when we realized that we were both getting feelings. And there was a moment where we kind of just like took a breath and looked at each other and we're like, so you feel the same way I'm feeling, right? Because like we could both tell we were kind of like off and just in our own heads a little bit. Cam was still dating at the time, so we had gotten like jealous of like a date that she had gone on, and then we kind of just stopped and we're like, we got to address this.
Yeah.
So we kind of did that in real time together, and then I think we were all just staring at each other one night, laying in bed, and I was like, yeah, say it. I just made her say it. I was like, say it. She's like, what? I was like, say it. I know you want to say it. So we both said, I love you at this. All of us said, I love you, I think relatively at the same time. And then we're like, all right, well, that means we got to figure this out. And we got to figure out what that means as far as the three of us, because we need to either solidify this now or end things now, because it's going to get real messy soon. And it has gotten messy in the best possible way. And I can't wait to see what continues to happen.
Me either. That was
Yeah, if this
way creepier than I expected it to be. I was
and if
get
you
super-
subscribe to our Patreon, you can see what happens.
I just wanted to give that was me saying I wanted to see where you could go, but after I said it and I just smiled, I got it.
Perfect. I mean, I agree. We are already all taking the steps. I don't know if anybody was necessarily leading through the steps.
No.
And we kind of all got into the same spot too, of being like, hey, now that feelings are involved, I don't know if I'm as comfortable with like the full polyamory. We were kind of following at first of just like the non-exclusive dating at least. And it was kind of at the same time we basically said, hey, we want to truly be exclusive. So really, I think we got lucky with just the timing of conversations that we had. And again, we've just been really good from day one of having timeliness conversations. So I think that's really helped a lot.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Yeah, we took our time really investigating kind of what this was.
Oh, I do have an add-on actually to the sleeping arrangement one. So phones. I do have people ask me a lot.
Oh,
Okay,
charging.
yeah, like charging, alarms. What do you guys do about that? That is in progress still. So I mean, typically, if we are able to like stay over, it's usually like the weekend and whatnot, since we're not fully living together yet, and so it helps that it's not like we typically are having to wake up super early on those days. If we do, we're typically all attending the same thing together too and have to get ready at the same time. So luckily, like just one person will set an alarm, like Cam will usually do that. Now, if it is a work morning though, those are a little trickier. Cam brings the kiddo to school now for the school year, so that helps kind of the timing of going to work. But I did kind of come up with, when I don't want to wake either of them up, I'll set my alarm on my watch instead to just vibrate at the time I need to get up. But yeah, we're gonna have to explore once we really are fully moved in together, and like work schedules, how to deal with that. Because like right now I just throw my phone into whatever charging is like available on whatever outlet on the other side of the room there is.
Headboards, custom headboards.
Yeah, you gotta.
Might
Yeah.
That's
do
what I
that.
have. I have a headboard that you can set your phones on that has little charge ports in it.
Yeah.
Head. Like, is it two people have their feet in one spot and the other person kind of like a sleepover?
Like Charlie and the Chocolate
Yeah.
Factory.
Yeah, just like that. Because soon enough it'll be 11.
That's the natural progression.
Is the natural progression.
We do get asked that.
Hold on. Is Charlie and the Chocolate family, like, is their family polyamorous?
I think they're all related, but we could, we can expound.
They'll do anything for chocolate. Oh yes, what we do get asked, and it's usually by men, not typically women. And men are very strange in how they approach it typically too. It's very much like, oh, when are you going to add someone else?
Yeah, it's a weird. I'll never understand it.
And
It's
yeah, the explanation is like, well, you didn't expect this to happen. Like, won't you continue? And I mean, I guess theoretically, yes, you can't say never to everything. And we'd said no way this would ever happen in our lives, and here we are. But I can only imagine how difficult schedules would be. Like adding another person, it's already very complex to line up school schedules, work schedules, activities you're doing, hobbies, just dinner time. Yeah, travel. The idea of like, I commend people who are able to do successful time management to balance that many relationships.
again coming back to timesheets.
So, Stephen, let's end with one of your questions. And no, don't hold
No.
back.
Okay, don't hold. Well, I'm not gonna. I want to ask a question I know people are scared to ask, like they're
Do it.
thinking about, but I don't know which one I want to go with.
Usually she'll be on the bottom, I'll be on top.
Didn't even
and
have to
we-
ask.
Oh, yep.
More of a sandwich situation.
Yeah,
No one's
almost, yeah.
really a top and a bottom. Everyone's just kind of
A triangle with equal sides.
yes.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Pythagorean theorem.
I mean, honestly, the answer is whatever Will's knees can handle at the moment.
I told him in the beginning, I was like, man, get ready. Because now you got two. A genuine question is involving any of that is, how have the needs changed? Now that there is 3 people instead of 2, how you focus on each other's needs changes.
It's a great question. I don't know that I necessarily have a great answer for it, but
Yeah.
it is a fantastic question because I think there's always a great need for, making sure that there's a connection with all 3 of us
Yes.
at each time, and that one of those connections isn't getting left behind in a moment. And or if there are more individualized moments just due to logistics of how we're currently set up or something, is that third person still actively enjoying the moment, just even if they aren't physically partaking at that time. And I think we do a really good job about balancing all of that and recognizing pretty quickly when something is off and then remedying it. And generally speaking, we can do a lot of that in the moment so that it doesn't interfere with like the larger connection.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been times when we haven't, but for the most part, yeah, we are all equally involved at all times in the ways that we all want to be, because for me, I know I enjoy seeing them together as much as I enjoy my time with each of them. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
No, I agree. And honestly, sometimes it helps because you just need a breather. You need to get some water. It's
Go do something else. You 2 got the rest.
I was to say the
He
same
gets it.
thing.
He gets it.
100%. Like, not like, look, not that I'm leaving to go play video games. I haven't done that.
I did that a lot.
But it is very much like outside of when we get to all be together, like there's moments when I'm working and I have to be on set late, or I have a big school paper I have to work on, or something that prevents me from being physically with them. And whenever that would happen prior to the throuple with Paige and I's relationship, where I'd be busy or she would be busy, I always worried about her being lonely, or in the moments whenever I would be lonely, or things like that. And that's what's beautiful about this, is that we now are able to fulfill that need, at least more so
Yeah.
than we ever could just by ourselves. And
Closer to continuously.
yes, and same goes for inside the bedroom, is exactly what you say. Like whenever I'm like, hey, I need to hydrate, I'm gonna go grab a Gatorade and I'm gonna stretch a little bit. Be back in 10 minutes. Like, right? Like it is, no one feels disappointed. And I think that helps, right? And then if one of us does feel disappointed, it's very obvious. And then one of the other 2 is to pick up on it. Versus like before, I might just be like, all right, good night.
Yeah.
And I'm asleep, and Paige is like, well, thanks very much, I guess.
Now you can call in a pinch hitter.
Yeah, exactly. Look, they've been in the warm-up pen, like
Yeah.
they're good to go. I'm covered, and I'm gonna get my nice 8 hours of sleep. But yeah, it's incredibly helpful, so much more so than I ever expected a throuple to be. So much more so than just sex. But all right, well, thank you everyone for listening to today's episode of Fourth Wheel Podcast. And thank you to our guest, Steven. Man, you are a brother, you are family, you are Uncle Steven. Thank you for being here. Anything you want to say before you come back again?
One, thank you for those very kind words. I love all 4 of you, including the kiddo. You guys are very special to me. You are family, and I'm just happy to see you guys doing well. So thank you for inviting me to the podcast and for unofficially being the first person to be a part of it. It means a lot, even if it was just an analytical, convenient reason.
Well, that was just so that we didn't make your head too big.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. It's already big enough. No, it's not. I'm insecure.
These headphones can only stretch so far.
Yep.
You will be back, dude.
Okay.
Love you, dude.
Love,
Thanks, man.
love you guys.
Thanks for joining.
And again, thank all of you for joining us here on Fourth Wheel Podcast. We can't wait to share more with you next week. So remember to follow all of our social medias at Fourth Wheel Podcast. And as always, we love you.